Hey there, thank you for watching my video. My name is Bas, and I'm going to talk to you today about 360 VR, 360 panoramas, virtual reality tours, whatever they're called, and I'm going to clear out some things because I understand there's some misconceptions in the market about this. So let me begin. First of all, I started learning about this stuff because I didn't know anything about it. I went into the marketplace about a year ago and I started looking around and I was like, what the hell is this? This is cool, 360, what can we do with it? And my first problem was, if I make a 360 video or if I make a 360 picture, how do I present it to my viewers? Well, that was problem number one. So I thought, wow, there's a lot of stuff going around like VR glasses. So I started looking into that and I bought one of these. You know this? This is the Dji Goggles. I have a white one and a black one. I was like, that's cool. I fly drones, so I can use one of these. And when I make a VR tour, I'll use just one of these. Guess not, because these glasses, they only show one screen, as if you're, up front in the theater and you're looking at its wide screen. I mean, it's really cool. It really looks nice, but it's not a VR glass, right? So then I went to the store and I got me one of these. This was what, 15 bucks or something like that. You put your phone in here, you close it, and then you look at whatever you want to see. Well, that does the job, and it's actually a good way of doing it. And then last week I got this mail from VResh. I don't know if you know those guys. They do all kinds of stuff with VR stuff, and they sent me one of these. Right. So what you do is you place them onto your phone. You put your phone right in here. And then you put them on and it looks really stupid, right? But hey, it works, and it's a cheap way of promoting your business or whatever. And I got these, I'm gonna toss them back out probably because I'm not gonna do anything with it. But these, the $15 ones or the Google Cardboard box, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I don't have the Oculus and those kind of things because I don't want to spend $400 or $500 on a pair of glasses just to see some stuff through what I can see on my iPhone or on my desktop or on my laptop. So I haven't gotten one of those, and I probably will in the future just to know that what I'm talking about. But one of these cheap VR glasses is pretty cool. So I got that. But how do I show what I record in the 360 panorama? How do I show that on here? Well, there's a lot of apps out there, a lot of services, they host types of software and they do all kinds of good stuff with your 360 video. So I started looking around, and where I came to was a product called Seekbeak. I don't know if you ever heard of Seekbeak, SEEKBEAK.com. What they do is they take your 360 photos, you upload it to their site, and you can put all kinds of stuff in there, right? Like Hotspots. And that brings me to the next point of the misconception in the marketplace. Interactive VR tours. What's interactive? Well, when you look at the marketplace, you see, first thing people talk to me about is, oh, well, I have Google Street View and I have interactive views. And the way people look at an interactive view that way is they go from one panorama to the other. And there's a little icon in the screen or a little arrow that you can go from one to the other, and you can hop through a building or you can hop through the roads, and they call that interactive. I don't think that's interactive. I think that's a basis of going from one photo to the other, right? That's like walking. But when you walk, you want to do stuff. You just don't want to look around. Sure, you want to look around, but you want to be able to do something. For example, if you have a restaurant and you're implementing a Google Street View type of interactive VR tour, you're not going to lure those people into your restaurant, because what do they have to do? They're going to have to go out of the tour, go to your website, and then press reserve a seat or call you, right? Wouldn't it be easier to enable them to call you from within the VR tour? Or wouldn't it be easier to show a gallery of photos from within the VR show? That would be cool. So that was one of the requirements that I made up, and I thought, I'm going to start looking around. Well, Seekbeak.com has all of this, and they do it really, really well for the cheapest price on the market. I mean, there's some other players out there that do it, but they cost anywhere from 15 bucks up to 100. And they can't even do as much as these Seekbeak guys do. I don't know how they do it, but you know, it's probably a volume business for them. I don't know. But anyway, I started looking at, you know, what makes it interactive. Well, first of all, the hotspots. The going from one panorama to the other is obviously a basis of a VR tour. That has to be in there. Second, how the VR tour, how the photo is built up is also important. What's the interface? Now, I used to be selling ACT. I introduced ACT to the marketplace about 30 plus years ago, and we were successful because we made things easy for the user. We called it useful use. Well, the useful use is in Seekbeak. For example, little tiny things which make it important. I always say little things don't mean a lot. They mean everything, right? So think about this one, the nadir. What's a nadir? It's the bottom of the picture. So when you look down, usually you see the tripod. And if you get the good photographers, they take the tripod out. You can also place a nadir on there, a logo, for example, of the company or the organization that you're looking at, right? And that's fine. So you don't have to get rid of the tripod thing. You just put the logo on top of it and you can make it large and smaller. At least in Seekbeak you can, right? But the funny thing is, when you're looking around, with all the other players, the logo gets turned upside down. So when I'm turning to the left and I'm looking down, I see the logo 90 degrees turned. That's stupid. How easy is it to make that logo turn? Well, Seekbeak took care of that. So the nadir is made useful use, which is kind of cool. Next, I did something for a very famous Dutch beer company, and we made some sounds appear in one of the panoramas on the end, right? And you heard the sound of a crate of beer moving, right? So you started the sound, and then as you're turning around, you started hearing the sound behind you, right? So it was 3D stereoscopic sound within Seekbeak. That was cool, because if you hear that sound and you're looking at it, right? You're looking at that crate of beer and you're hearing that sound, and then you turn around and you still hear the sound in front of you. It's kind of weird. It doesn't make sense, right? So they did that. Little things don't mean a lot. They mean everything. I remember that one. Okay, then let me see. What else do I have? Images. Images is important. 99% of these panoramic VR tools, they allow you to put an image in there. At least if they're advanced in any way, right? Then there's not many of them. They allow you to put an image in it. So when you click on someplace, let's say you're a realtor and you're in the living room and you're looking around the living room, you might want to show a picture of that living room, right? Wrong. You want to show a whole series of pictures of that living room, taken from every corner, right? So when you're in that living room, show a gallery of those pictures. When you're in the kitchen, show a gallery of all the pictures in the kitchen. When you're in the bedroom, do the same thing with pictures in the bedroom. That's what makes it really appealing for people, right? So that's another one that's important. Embedding everything. So let's say you're that restaurant and you had someone taking a movie of your cook preparing this wonderful dish, right? So you get this cameraman and they make this great movie. You want to embed that within that panorama, not having it somewhere else where people don't see it, or they have to go to the website and go to the media and see all media and then click on the video. No, within the VR tour, in the kitchen, you can have a little icon, which you make yourself, by the way. It's custom made, right? So you have icons in there. So you can take the YouTube icon, or you can make your own icon and add it in there. When you click on it, it starts the embedded code and it starts that video, so that when the video is finished, you're back into that tour. So you don't have to leave it. So it makes it really easy. So I already said the icons, they're customizable. So you can make your own icons. You can take your corporate identity and upload it within Seekbeak and use it. Also, that brings me to the thought of branding. Branding is very important, especially to these marketing people who are making use of these 360 VR tours, right? You want the user to click on a link and have them go to your website. And not just a link to your website, right? But we're talking branding here. So when you have a panoramic picture, you want on the bottom, on that part or on that part or anywhere you want to. You want to have that logo so that they know that you're the company who's doing this, right? Another thing, Hotspots. We started with it, but I didn't continue it because Hotspots is something else as well. A hotspot is a rich text, is a URL link, it's a sound, it's all these types of things that people can use to interact with the panorama. Not just looking at it, but interacting with it. For example, the restaurant business. Let's say you're presenting your restaurant and people are looking around and thinking, wow, that's kind of nice. I'd like to have dinner here. How about you press a little button and it calls your restaurant and you can talk to them right away and say, I'd like to reserve a seat. Or even better, have them link to the reservation place where, you know, there's standard sites for restaurants where you can make your reservations. So link it up through there. It's all possible within Seekbeak. It's incredible. All right, how about the problem when you have all of these functionalities within these VR tours? It's very often that you need to install a JavaScript or all kinds of difficult stuff. I don't want that. I don't want all that crap on my browser and all that kinds of stuff. So Seekbeak made Seekbeak to run within a browser. That means that I don't have to install anything. I can just click on it, right? Now, how do I share it? How do I make sure people see it? Well, to take the 360 tour and to show it on your website, it's easy. You just go to share, you take your embed code, and you put it within your website. Or you can take a picture and link it to a picture with a regular URL, which we give you, by the way. And the URL, that's another thing that's important. The URL is not only a URL of Seekbeak, because it'd be nice for Seekbeak guys to have that name out there, but you don't want that as a marketing guy. You want your name in the URL. So when you're clicking on the VR tour, it says www.tours.heineken.com or 360spots.com or Nike.com, whatever, right? But it shows your name and not the name of the company who's hosting the VR tour for you. Yeah, one important thing you have to realize. When you're making these tours, you don't want to do that all by yourself. If you're a realtor, you have these photographers working for you. You can buy a subscription to Seekbeak and assign people to do certain things within Seekbeak. So let's say you want the photographer to upload the 360 pictures that they take, but putting the texts in, filling in the hotspots and stuff like that, you'll get someone else, maybe the office manager or yourself, right? So you can assign tasks within Seekbeak to do certain things. So you're not clobbered with any information and you're not giving away all the resources to someone who you may or may not trust, right? So you stay in control, but you can give away certain tasks to do for these 360 tours. That's really helpful as far as, lowering the workflow for your business. Because, as a realtor, you're selling houses. You're not making VR tours. You're selling houses. What Seekbeak also has is two types of maps. One is the geo, so that when you're pressing on a button, which is on that side of the screen, it shows a little world map and it opens up and it shows you where these panoramas are being taken. So if you're on a skiing holiday and you want to show the pictures to your friends, they press on that button, they show exactly where that is. There's another type of map which enables realtors, for example, to show the ground floor and the first floor and all that kind of stuff of a house. And within that map, you can put hotspots of the panoramas that you have. So if you want to go from the front door straight to the bedroom upstairs, all you have to do is press a little button. If you go from that room to another, all you have to do is on the map press where you want to go. Now there's multiple maps which you can use. So you're not restricted to just the ground floor. You can have the ground floor, first floor, second floor, the basement, you name it. You can put them all in there and put the hotspots in there. This user can select which area they want to go to and press on those spots. Also what they have is on the bottom, all the pictures, all the panoramas within that tour, so you can browse straight to that area if you'd like to do it that way. Okay? All of these things can be turned on and off. Now the most important feature that Seekbeak has is building success for you by making the sharing very easy. There's a share button on the bottom of every panorama, which enables you to share to your email, to Instagram, to Facebook, to Pinterest, to LinkedIn. I mean, you name it. There's URLs, there's responsive embedded code which they generate for you, which all you need to do is copy it and put it in your website. But think about the Facebook, for example. I mean, so many people are on Facebook, and it shows that 81% of the people looking at a 360-degree photo share it. They share it 9 times more than a regular photo. That means success for you when you use 360 photos, right? Now, you press on the Facebook button, it will take that panorama and it will put it on your Facebook timeline, and you can share it to all the different people. That means that it can grow dramatically fast on the internet, your panorama. That means that for marketing purposes, this is really, really cool and it's really successful. And we've proven it by doing this stuff for restaurants. We've proven it by doing this for the health centers. We've proven it by doing it for the musea and things like that, and nice areas. And, so it really works. So I would suggest to you, look at Seekbeak. There's a free trial. If you go to one of the links below this video, there's a free trial. You can also buy it through the link. And if you buy it through the link, you get a month free subscription, which is kind of neat, right? And remember, it's cheaper than all the others. And it has more functionality. There's too much to talk about it right now, but I hope you get an understanding of what Seekbeak really is. I hope you enjoyed all the pictures that I put along on the screen here. So enjoy it. Hope you like it. And if you do, please like my video and share it if you want, and hope to see you soon, because I'm going to talk to you about different types of 360 stuff coming very soon. We have some offers coming up, so be sure to subscribe. All right, bye.